Hi, my name is Kenny Pontoppidan, and in this 2024 Release Wave 2 session, we're going to talk about Word. We're going to talk about how you can use Word as the layout engine to produce beautiful documents to send to your customers. A main new feature in the 2024 Release Wave 2 is a new Word add-in for document reports. With this, you can solve a lot of things that were not so easy in the normal Word layout feature, such as developer comments, that was not possible, and conditional visibility, that was possible, but maybe required a few hacks here and there, but not anymore. So let me walk you through it, and let's start by how to install the add-in from the App Store in Word. All right, so here in Word, I have at least two different ways to install the add-in. I could either, if you have the add-in menu here in the pane, you could find the add-in menu here. You could also say add-ins in the search bar and go to the Get Add-ins action. And the third option is to go choose File and then choose the Get Add-ins action from this menu. Let's just pick that. So this is the Office add-ins menu, and here in Store, I can search for Business Central. Business Central, if I do that, then I will find our new add-in here. And I choose Add, and then I need to read the license terms. Looks good. The add-in doesn't have any data. It is just a layout tool, so you're quite safe. I will choose Continue. And now I get a new menu in Word called Business Central. In my version, it states Preview. In your version, when you watch this recording, there will be no preview. It will just be the normal published version. So let's see. This add-in provides functionality and commands to work with Business Central document reports. Got it. Let's see what this thing has. So we get some new layout controls, ability to insert a layout comment, and then a menu here. If I fold this Hide If Empty menu out, I get 4 new actions: Hide Empty Table, Hide Empty Table Row, Hide Empty Table Column, and Hide Field if 0. Let's have a look at those. But for this to really be fun, we need a layout to work with. So we'll just go back to Business Central and get one. All right, so we're back in Business Central, and we need to find the report layouts page. So I will just search for that. Report wait a minute. Oh, look, we have also here the new Power BI reports. Interesting. But that's not for this session, so we'll leave that. And down here under Pages and Tasks, I have the report layouts page. I will choose that. And this opens all the layouts that are available. Now, we only want to work with Word in this video, and I need to find something that has some good demo. And I did prepare a few things. So the report 1303, the draft invoice, have a lot of different good demo capabilities. You notice that I added a lot already. So these are, of course, not shipped with your Business Central. So let's try the first feature. So here is a layout where I added some comments. I will just export this so you can kind of see what that looks like if I open this layout in Word. You can see for this particular layout that I added like a comment down here that has this hidden comment. You can see that when I hover over it. And I also have here a table where I added some versioning for this layout, maybe who did it, like when was something changed, who did it what, and version. And this is not something we want our customers to see. This is just a hidden comment. You can see it's a hidden comment control. So when I run this, hopefully these two comments will go away, but how do I get them in there? If I want to add the table, it's good practice to start with adding your objects like this, and then mark your table and go to Business Central Preview and choose Insert Layout Comment. And this will encapsulate the table with a hidden comment layout control. And similarly, for a text, I can just write something. Maybe I should say, hello world. That's a very, very small. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. Hello world. And of course, hello world is just a developer thing. So we want to make sure this is in a comment. So I will put that in a comment like this. Okay. I will then just save this and then download it back to Business Central. And when I now run this layout here and choose Preview, there's no comments. The comments are not there. That's the way it's supposed to be. The second thing I want to show you is how you can remove a table if there's no data in the repeater. Let's have a look at a design here, or a layout. Let me just run that first so you can see what this means. In this layout, I added a new table down here with some work description. And this is the header. And there's no more lines because there was no data in this data item. So I would actually like also to get rid of this, the header part of the table, and only show the table when there's data to show. So how do you do that? Let's go to Word, take our empty table and export that and open it in Word. Let's just try that out. So here you can see my table. It has the header and a repeater. And if I simply mark the full table and go to Business Central menu and choose Hide if empty, hide empty table, this encapsulates the table with a content or layout control called Hide Table if empty. Now I save my layout and upload it back to Business Central. And if I now run my empty table fixed layout here, if I run the report with that layout and preview it, voila, there's no table anymore. You can use this for the work description example, anything where you have data that might be conditional on what's in the data set. Now the next couple of demos is more related to a single data item or a table with data from a single data item. The first thing is, what if you would like to hide a full row in that table based on a condition? Let's have a look at that. So I have my empty row layout here, and if I just run that to see why this would be a nice thing, it could be that in this case I would like to remove line 2 here based on a condition on, so I only want to show things with a unit of measure or whatever you fancy. So if one of these fields in the repeater is empty, you want to hide the full row. How can you do that? Let's have a look. We take our empty row layout and export it and open it in Word. And the way to do this is simply to go to the repeater and choose which field in the repeater that controls whether the row should be shown or not. So in this case, the unit of measure is my content control. And if I pick this and go to Business Central and choose Hide if empty, hide empty table row, and encapsulate in the repeater this field. So now you can see it. This field has a hide table row if empty layout control. And now I save this and go back to Business Central and upload it. So if we take our empty row fixed layout and run the report with this and preview, you can now see that the row where there was an empty unit of measure has now been pruned from the table in the report. The next demo is, what if you would like not to hide a row, but hide a column. Let's have a look at that. So here I have my empty column layout, and if I run that to show you what it looks like, you can see I just removed the other table just to make it a little bit more clear here. I have a VAT identifier that apparently has 0 or no data in here. So what I would actually like to get rid of the full column. A common ask is to remove the discount column if there's no discount given. So let's see if we can fix this. If I take my empty column layout and open it in Word, here we go. Then for the hide column, you need to mark the header in the table, in this case my label, and choose hide if empty, hide empty table column. If I mark that, you can see here in the header, then this will make sure the full column is hidden if there's no data. So let's just save this and go back to Business Central and see what it looks like there. So my empty column fixed layout is where I did this change. And if I run the report now and preview, you can see that there is no column anymore with the VAT, the empty one. So that has been removed from the report. The final thing is how do you hide a field if the value is 0? So let me show you an example here. Run report, preview. In this example, I have added a discount column with a 0 here. And maybe you just want the 0 to go away. So how do you do that? It could also be that you format some financial data and you actually want to get rid of a lot of zeros. So if I take my layout and open that in Word, and let's say I want to take this field, line discount, I mark the full content control for the data, go to our Business Central add-in here, and choose hide if empty, hide field if empty, if 0, sorry. Now it's encapsulating the field. It doesn't have to be in the repeater. You can also use this layout control on the other part of the layout. I save my layout, upload it to Business Central, and if we now run hide field if 0 here, you can see that this removes the 0 from the discount. Now, a fun fact, you can combine the hide field if 0 with the hide column. So in case you have columns where there's either no data or there are zeros, and you want to use that, you can remove the zeros with the hide if 0 on the field, and then use hide column once there's no data in the column anymore. In Business Central 2024 Release Wave 2, if you have reports that use the word merge data item property to iterate over some things, let's say you want to create multiple invoices and you want to iterate over those. In the past, you couldn't use word sections in these layouts, but now you can. And with that, this completely changed the game for a lot of things that are tied to the section in Word. For instance, you can change margins, orientation, columns, watermarks, header footers in the design, in the layout, and just bind them to the section. Want to see it? Let's check it out. All right, let's go to Business Central and open our favorite page, report layout, especially if we work with layouts. Layouts, let's have a look. Report layouts, here we go. Now, I happen to know that the invoice report is one of these that iterate over things with this property. So let's just find in sales invoice. Let's find that. Okay, let's just try the blue word layout here for real quick and just pick tray research and preview our report. right, as you can see, we have 51 pages, all one page each. Let's try to change these a bit. So I will take the blue layout, I will export it and open it in Word. And I would like to add to this paragraph marker because this actually helps me see what's going on. So you can see in the end of this report, let me just zoom in a little bit. I'm ending the layout with a new line. And if I here choose layout and choose breaks, I can put in a section break. And I would actually like just to have a section break for the next page. Okay, you can see there's a section break here. And what this means is I'm actually able now to change things like maybe margins. I want to have a narrow margin and I want the orientation to be landscape. But these are bound to the section, not to the full document. I could put in more of these properties, but you get the point. So if I put something like landscape here, and imagine you had part of the layout that need a landscape, maybe a table that needs more, like be more wide. Okay, I will just save my report layout here and close Word, go back to Business Central and create a new report layout based on what I just did. So I'll just do landscape demo and choose Word and upload the thing I just edited. So open here and there we go. Because I need to do my 1306 filter. Let me just find that here. Filter by layout 1306 to find all these layouts. You can see I now have my landscape demo. And if I run that report, and I probably need to pick tray again and preview, let's see the new design. You can see I did put an extra page in, so we now have 102 pages, but page number 2 is landscape and have changed things according to my layout. So this is the way you can now have much more control over your layouts using Word sections. If you want to learn more about how to do this, let's go to the developer documentation. I'll quickly show you where you can learn more. So here I'm in the developer docs. As always, you go to the AKA link that I show here. If I search for section and Word, let's just have a look. The first hit is creating a Word layout, good. And now I want to see how to lay out my in Word. And let's see if I can find using sections. Here we go. So this tells you everything that is possible with sections. Also in previous versions, this version of the documentation has a warning about word merge data item from the past. This is no longer the case in 2024 release wave 2. So try it out. Looking forward to see what awesome things you come up with. Themeable reports, what's that? Imagine you have a customer, or you are a customer, and you have the layouts for your outgoing documents, and they're all blue. But you're not a blue person, you're a green person. So you would like to change the look and feel, and you also just want this very easy. In Word and in many other Office products, there's something called themes. And with Themeable reports in Business Central 2024 Release Wave 2, you can now do exactly that. Take any of these themeable layouts, download them, change the Office theme, and upload them. And now you're back in business with a different look and feel. Let me show you how. So here I'm in Business Central, and I have opened the report layouts page. And if I search for Themeable layouts, you can see the layout names here with Themeable in the title are all support Office themes. So let me pick the sales quote, and let's just run that for a sec here. Preview, oh, I need a filter, sell to customer tray, preview, and here we have the sales quote. It's nice and in this case red, but I don't want red, I want green. So how do I do that? I export the layout to my laptop. I open this in Word. Here we go. When I enable editing, I just need to do one thing. Under Design and Themes, I can now pick any layout or any theme I like. Here is a dark blue one. Here's a green one, a Berlin. But I think I want the organic. So I'll pick organic. And you see all fonts and colors, both for the title and for the table, change with this. I save my layout. And now I go back to Business Central, where I create a new layout based on what I did. I'll call this green layout. Probably give it a better name and a good description. I will choose Word for the format option and choose OK. I will choose the Word add-in or layout I just created here and just upload that. And now this is just cheating me here. I put a filter on Themeable, and since I called this green, I'll just get rid of that and see on the sales quote, I now have my green layout here. And when I run that report and preview, I should pick the sell to customer tray, preview, voila. Now you have your layout in the color that you chose. So that's Themeable layouts for you. In case you want to try and change your own layout to make them themeable, this is what you do. Let me just show you real quick. Right, so the developer documentation is always aka.ms/bc developer. And if I just search for, maybe just search for theme, let's see what happens. There's one here, creating a Word layout. I should probably have Word theme, but it's the third link here, creating a Word layout report. And if I choose how to lay out your report with Word, there's a lot of different design advice. And the last one here, using Office document themes. And if you follow this instruction for your own layouts in Word, you will be able to make your Office or Word layout themeable as well. This part is maybe a bit silly, but I call it all the little things we did to make Word layouts easier. I'm just going to mention 3 things. We fixed the word alignment bug, and now you can use fonts if you have barcodes for postal, and then of course the new Office Aptos font. I was going to show you a demo of the word alignment bug and how it got fixed. But hey, it was fixed in my Word, so I can't show you the old version anymore. But basically this bug in Word has been a pain for some time. Because whenever you downloaded a Word layout, Word would change all the alignment in your repeaters to whatever they were. But not anymore, so it just works as you would expect it in Word. So that's it. For postal, so we added, if you need barcodes, especially for the US, I guess, we added Planet, Postnet, and IMB fonts to the Business Central service so that you can now use these in document layouts and have these barcodes that can encode an address. And speaking of fonts, Office has added a new font as default called Aptos. I really like it. I think it's beautiful. And we'll make sure that these fonts are also available in the Business Central service by October. So when you watch this, you will be able to use Aptos in your document layouts. All right, that's it. Good stuff, eh? We now have lots of new things we could do in Word. And if you're interested in other things with layout, check that video that we also did on general layout capabilities. Thank you.